All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking about should you go to school to do motorsports? What I'm talking about is the various schools around that talk about getting into NASCAR, NHRA, circle track racing, hot rod fabrication, building engines for hot rods, all that stuff. That's what we're talking about. Let's talk about it. They push that stuff because that's how a lot of kids, including myself, got into this business. Working on our own personal projects, realized we enjoyed it and could make some money at it. I go back to reading Hot Rod Magazine, David Freiberger, Project Car Cheap Thrills, those kind of things. Great, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Thought, man, this is killer. I gotta, get into this. But here's the thing about motorsports is yes, you might be able to get into the race team after you graduate, but you're gonna be sweeping floors. Why? Oh, let's see. One little screw up can cost that team millions of dollars in prize money, advertising, everything. So even if you get into that race team, you're going to be spending a lot of years sweeping, cleaning tools, all the grunt work in the shop. You're not going to be, on the pit crew at the Daytona 500 swapping tires. It just doesn't work that way. Sorry. One little misstep on the pit crew, and how far behind are they? The same goes for hot rod fabrication, that kind of stuff. You're not coming out of school, going to work for Chip Foose, probably going to have a hard time finding a shop that's willing to let you in. I mean, you're talking a $100,000 build, they're not going to let you touch it. The best correlation I can give you is sports. Let's say you're a football player. They didn't come looking for you, so you're a second or third string, scholarship, but you're going to get out of college and you're going to go to the big show. You're going to go to the NFL. And 4 years comes through, you're still second, third string, and no NFL contract. What do you do now? These schools, if you get into them and you can afford to take those additional classes, and you might find it interesting, you might find a nice hobby, great, as long as you can afford it. But don't expect it to turn into a real career anytime soon. The fact of the matter is you're going to have to pay your dues for a long time to get to the big show. So if you're not wanting to be an auto technician, diesel technician, that kind of business, you want to be on a NASCAR team? Sorry, I had to do it. I just had to. NASCAR team? Got to pull out the redneck every now and then. You have to understand that you may not get called up to the big leagues. You may wind up staying in the bush leagues, which means fixing cars for a living. So you have to understand that. I know it's a bitter, bitter pill to take. A lot of kids come out of the schools wanting to go, I want to be a tuner. I want to, build turbo engines and, I want to, all that kind of fun stuff that everybody goes, oh man, I want to do that. And then you realize that very, very, very small percentage of people actually do that. So I know I just crushed a whole lot of dreams. I'm sorry, but that's a fact of life. That's how it works. Very few people get called up to the major leagues, get called up to the NFL. Sorry. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, reality check. You're probably not getting called up to the big leagues. So if you don't want to fix cars, diesel trucks, etc. for a living, might want to look at doing something completely different. That's where you're going to wind up being, fixing cars or in another industry completely and in a bunch of student debt. So thanks for watching. I know it hurt, but sometimes I got to be dad and tell you bad news. So, go NASCAR. Kidding on the NASCAR. I used to watch it back in the day. I don't anymore. I don't watch a lot of TV, period. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.